Yeah. Ghost, we make him fly like a ghost. If he want talk on the game, the heater gon' turn into toast. If he pull out and we spliffed him, he was just doing a distance. Promise we ain't gon' miss him. His soul gon' fly when we lift him. Bye, good riddance. Why is this harm her feelings? To the top on a mission. I got a shot, take it with precision. You ain't up if you ain't down to get it. Fuck your bob if you ain't vibing with us. No, no, no. Bye, bye, bye. Clock him out. He ain't gon' talk when the Glock is out. You ain't gon' talk when the Glock is out. Headshot, knock him out. Ah, get him. Bye, good riddance. Sorry I had to do this. Sorry I'm being a nuisance. I just gotta get it. Hi, I'm Mary Jeans on my Louis V for the belt. 2 G's for the belt. Know the heater gon' make him out. Promise the heater gon' make him out. OD, niggas know me. I just move along with the hand I throw.
Hi everybody. Hi everybody. Happy Wednesday. How are you guys? So Bliss will be joining me, but you know, she was on vacation, she was on a cruise, so she is still getting used to, hey, there goes Bliss. Hey sweetie. So I'm giving her a few minutes to get herself together, but she will be joining me here. And we do have a topic. We're going to talk about a couple of things, but there's I wanted to do the obligatory what's on my eyes, and then I wanted to send a special shout out to Rhinestone Cowgirl, who we previously may know as Diamond Eyes. So first I'll do the obligatory what's on my eyes, you know, okay? So I used 2 palettes today. Hope my ring light isn't too bright. I put it on the lowest setting. I used my Juvia's Place Rebels palette. Sorry, hold on, because I used 2. I used this one, the Rebels palette, the grays. And I used every single one of these. It's a quad. I used every single one. And I wouldn't have needed to use any other palette except I wanted a little darker, because this gray, even though it looks dark, it's not as dark as I wanted. So for the outer corner, I just used my Juvia's Place, my Dream palette. This is one of my favorite palettes. JJ got me this palette and I love it. It is beautiful. It performs like a dream. I like that the mirror has that film over it. I don't take it off because I don't need the film. I mean, I don't need that mirror. But this is what the palette looks like. So I use that black shade in the corner, in the upper corner. I love this palette so much. This shade right here is a duochrome, so it shifts from green to like copper. It's beautiful. This palette is amazing. So that's what I used on my eyes. So hey, Stormy Rivers, my beautiful girl. Hi, Code. Code came right at the makeup portion, like. But thank you, Code. You are always so kind and so sweet. And thank you for asking me to drop my link. I did get 2 new subscribers thanks to Code. So anybody, any of my new subscribers, 2 of my new subscribers from Code's channel, hello, welcome. Feel free to come out of the bushes. We don't only cover makeup here. Makeup is just a big portion of my channel. I like to wear makeup. So thank you, Code. Thank you so much, sweetheart. So got that out of the way, the obligatory what's on my eyes. And I'm just using the Dose of Colors lipstick and then this random lip gloss. I don't even know what this is. It's, I guess, one of the discount lip glosses. Listen, ain't no bougie bitch over here. I use what I like. Hey, Miss Manda, how are you, sis? So I've been having trouble. I don't know. I have the worst luck with my phones. So my phone that's on, it's acting up, messed up. So I'm going to see if I could get the SIM card moved to my iPhone, because they're both T-Mobile. Because my phone that's activated is acting up, the phone itself. So I don't want to pay to get another phone activated when I have an activated phone. So I'm gonna go to T-Mobile when I'm in the city tomorrow and see if they could just move the SIM to my iPhone. So I'm sorry to anybody I haven't been texting with and stuff. I gotta get that fixed. So hey, what the F? Oh my god, what the F? Damn it. And I actually was gonna look through my box to show you the half moon. I flaked because I found my mouse, guys. So this is the truth. What the F? I was like, okay, let me go and look for the half moon thing for what the F. And while I was doing that, I found my mouse. So I got sidetracked because I was like, yes, I found my mouse. So I'm sorry, what the F. I will definitely show you the silicone half moon face shield, eye shield. Hi Mikey. How are you, show? Wait, oh my god, is I use Kiss false lashes. I love Kisses false lashes. I love their press on nails. I use a lot of their lashes. I use their falscara, the lash extensions that go underneath your natural lashes. Those are my favorite lash extensions. They're so inexpensive and they last me like a week. I haven't been wearing them for a while because letting my eyes breathe, but I do love them. Hi, Kira. Bliss is here. Hey, Bliss. How are you, sweetie? Thank
Hey,
you,
I'm doing
Kira. I
good.
appreciate you. You're good? How are you? How was your vacation?
Amazing. Bermuda is probably one of my most favorite countries I've ever visited.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
It
That's
was beautiful.
awesome.
I kind of share the history buff thing like JJ does,
Mm-hmm.
and we took like a little shuttle bus to it's called Horseshoe Beach,
Right?
and Bermuda's only 23 miles long.
Oh, wow.
So it's 20, I believe 23 miles long and only a mile and a half wide.
Holy crap. I
Yeah,
didn't
it's
know that.
super interesting. So on the way back from the beach, by the way, I know I showed you guys pictures. The beach is, I can't even explain the beauty. It is so beautiful.
I could
The bluest
imagine.
water, it has rocks and caves and little like coves, and
Oh my
the
God.
kids had
That's
a blast.
amazing. That's
And they
amazing. That
have
is a once in a lifetime thing. The kids going to Bermuda to see that kind of blue water because you're not too far from me. The water isn't blue like that around these there them parts. You know what I
yeah,
mean? So to see blue water like that, like for real, New York, the water your hair falls out. Even in Jersey, the water's no. So to see
yeah,
water like that and a beach like that is an amazing thing, especially for kids. I think that's awesome. I think that's so
yeah.
awesome.
It was. I hope to go back. I mean, I think we'll probably do another Bermuda cruise in the future,
Yeah.
but probably not for a little while because, as you know, it was a rough ride. I don't
Yes.
know if it's the Bermuda Triangle. My husband says it's because we were going through the Gulf Stream
Uh-huh.
and maybe like the winds were going the opposite way, like we're kind of going into the wind. So it
Yeah.
it was a rough. Thankfully, we took like ginger supplements and
Yeah, that's good. And you
we
should
were
have had
fine.
Dramamine. That's important.
We gave it
Um,
to the kids every day. I didn't take
okay.
it because it makes me sleepy. So I just stuck with the
Yeah.
ginger and I was fine.
Yeah.
But anyway, so our ride back from the beach, the shuttle bus driver was nice enough to take us through like one of the old neighborhoods.
Mm-hmm.
And we were seeing houses that were built in like the 1600s that are still standing. And
Oh
in a
wow.
23-mile radius, they have like
Mm-hmm.
123 churches.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Wait,
it's
Rhinestone.
super.
I'm sorry to cut you off, Bliskers. Wait,
Okay.
Rhinestone. I know. Okay, you have your granddaughter, but wait. Before you leave, I wanted to say thank you. I got your card. I almost cried. Well, I did cry. I'm trying to be tough here, but I did cry. She sent me this beautiful card, and she thanked everyone. Um, it's so beautiful. She says, oh my God, canceled sweetie pies, you are very special and very rare. I want to thank all of you for sending the beautiful makeup for my granddaughter and me, even to those who just welcomed me in the community with open arms. Thank you. You will never know how grateful I am that you all just did what you did for me. I love you bunches, Diamond Eyes, which is now Rhinestone. And then this is from the Nana. It says to the gang. Oh my, this, like, I started crying. She said, "Thank you, JJ, Cindy, Shay, Megs, Jenny Lee, Roadhog, and Hogettes, Chronic Space, Bliss Chris, Roddy Mom, Horns Mom, for the special gifts." And then she put her name, but I'm just going to say from the Nana. So thank you. This means everything to me. And we love you, and it was a pleasure to do for you and the Nana, and I didn't expect that card. And so thank you, Rhinestone.
That's
That
so
really,
nice.
really, it was so nice, so beautiful, and it touched my heart. And then the little part from the Nana was just so beautiful. So anyway, I had to tell you that. I know you have to go be with your grandbaby and enjoy. We love you, and I hope you're feeling better. I know you've been feeling sick, and we love you, girl. We love
We're
you, and
we're
please,
praying for your granddaughter's surgery.
yes, we're praying for her surgery, and we put it all healing vibes, good, positive vibes, and she will be okay. Just know that you're always in our thoughts and prayers, and we love you so much. Okay, and we will love to hear an update afterwards and all of that good stuff. So we love you and thank you for that. That made my day. I got it yesterday and I said I had to share it with you guys. That is very special. So thank you for that. So also I wanted to show you there is a new wait, she wanted to send a thank you. Yes, yes, and we are praying for you. I will do a community post where everyone can send you their prayers for your Nana, 2-year old Nana, so beautiful. Yes, I got it yesterday, and I was so surprised and so happy, and it was really, really beautiful. I'm keeping it forever and ever and ever. So thank you. But I wanted, because the Nana did thank so many people, and I wanted them to know that she sent their thanks, and I got the beautiful card. So thank you for that. I wanted to show you guys because JJ has really become. Yeah, I can't with JJ, I swear. A
So
long time
opposite of
ago,
each other.
I am dead. A long time ago, somebody had made like this gif, and we thought it was hilarious, of JJ like as a saint, as a gangster saint, and that was the funniest crap. I don't even know JJ. I told her she needs to look for it. It was hilarious. Somebody made it, but we can laugh. It was clever.
Who did it? I need to know who did it because
I
that is
don't
fun.
know. I don't remember. It was somebody that didn't
Oh,
like
come
her,
on.
but it
I
was
well, yeah, but they
hilarious.
should come forward. That shit's funny.
Yes, please repost it. We love it. We
Mhm.
think that it's amazing. So she went and took this picture, and it's so funny because it's like one of those, where you put your head in it, but it looks hilarious. So I cropped it, and I just thought it's so JJ. It's so JJ. So I'm going to make her an emoji with this freaking thing. I have to. I have to because it is fucking hilarious. I was cracking the fuck up. I was like, only JJ, bro. I swear to God. So that had me laughing forever. I was like, you have to be able to laugh at yourself sometimes. Some
Oh,
things we
definitely.
don't think is funny, but some things you have to laugh at yourself. And I just thought that was hilarious. And she does have the picture up on her community post. She has been posting pictures. She's going through Europe. Her husband is amazing and planned the whole trip. Surprises her every new place they go, and she's in Austria, I think. Right, right,
Mhm.
Bliss.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's having an amazing time, and we miss her, of course, but we want her to have fun. Like I said, we just got Bliss Chris back, and I'm happy.
Yeah.
But
Kudos to the husbands for these awesome trips
yes,
because mine did
yes,
this one too. So
yeah, he's amazing, and he planned it all for her birthday and surprised her. And she was sharing, I think she shared it on one of my streams, um, that her mother-in-law by accident like let the cat out of the bag, but you know she didn't know and she didn't mean to. Hi, Corn's mom. I don't know if you were here, but I got a card from Rhinestone and her granddaughter, and you were mentioned, and so she thanked you as well. Her granddaughter thanked you. She gave me a handwritten note in the card and thanked you as well. So I wasn't sure if you were here to hear that, but you were thanked. So I wanted everyone to know that she did thank everyone. So hi, Vera, my sweet Vera. Oh, you had your You're tired now, girl. I know. I can't wait for those days
I
to be
bet.
tired by grandbabies, man. Can't wait. Can't wait. Hi, Melanie B. How are you, sweetheart? So I have my Bliss Chris up. Oh, let me take JJ down. Sorry. We love you, JJ, but all right. Sorry. So me and I keep wanting to say JJ. What the hell? Me and Bliss actually brought me a list, this topic right here, and we're gonna talk about it. But first, we want to talk quickly about a situation that's been going on. But this is what we're gonna talk about: group therapy topics for addiction. So Bliss brought this to me. I just cropped it so we can go through the list. But I'm not sure if people know Wildflower Tea, and we're not trying to cause any drama for Wildflower Tea. We just have some opinions. Wildflower Tea did a video in support of Backwoods Barbie, and um, I don't know why Backwoods Barbie took it negatively. I watched it, and it was nothing but supportive. It was nothing. Um, it was a positive video. Um,
It was more than Barbie deserved. In my
it
like,
was gave her a
it
lot more grace than she.
Wildflower is the epitome of class and
Yes.
grace, and
Yep.
I didn't hear anything negative throughout that entire live. I actually listened to it on our drive home yesterday and even kept up with the chat. I didn't see anything negative. I don't typically do this, but I actually even kept an eye on her comment section because I mod for her and
Yes.
made sure there was no, knowing how Barbie is with comment sections, there was no disparaging comments, and I
No.
didn't personally see any.
Right. I didn't either. And I watched the live, and Backwoods Barbie was actually in the chat
Mhm.
thanking Wildflower. So for her to then go and make a video, and that video I watched it before Wildflower's live today, because I wanted to have fair representation. You know what I mean? Because I can
Mhm.
admit I'm biased. I enjoy Wildflower a lot. I've stated that here, and I'm not. I try to be careful because Wildflower is not about the drama, and I know that when people think of me, sometimes it's not the best. They don't have the best idea of me. So I never want people to bring that to Wildflower or to DM her about selfie, or because that's she has nothing to do with anything that I say out of my mouth. You know
I
what I
can
mean?
relate.
Right. I don't want it to be brought to her. Like I don't want it to be brought to anybody else. Don't DM anyone else, especially other creators, asking them why you saw them in my chat. Or I think that that's entitled, but I don't want that for her. Um, but I saw Backwards Barbie's video, and it was very disrespectful. She was saying how she thought that, and she didn't mention Wildflower Tea's name, which is like a slap in the face as well, because people may think, oh, she's being respectful, at least she's not mentioning her name. No, that's total disrespect. She's not mentioning her as if she's not even important enough to mention, and people knew who she was talking about. So anyway, she said she thought she was nice, she thought she was a nice person, she thought because she was soft spoken and all this stuff, and was talking about her PTSD. Hi, Teresa. Hi, Pamela Barr. Um, and thank you, Quen's mom, so much. Um, she talked about her PTSD, and I know PTSD is a real thing. I don't make light of people's mental struggles, but I also know it is not a shield. Okay, especially when you're a creator. When you're a creator and you come here, and especially if you give any type of commentary, even if that is not your only content, you do other content, anytime that you give an opinion on others, you have to expect and understand that people are going to have an opinion on you. And even if you don't do commentary, people are still going to have an opinion on you. But especially when you have opinions on other people, you can't then put up a shield of whatever you may deal with or have dealt with and say that people can't have opinions or criticism of you. Hi, Care Bear. And to me, there's a difference between bullying and trolling and criticism. I also understand that there will be videos made by people that don't like you, and they'll pretend that it is just criticism, that they're not biased. We know what biased shit looks like. Like most of us know. It's in the presentation. If you're calling me all kinds of bitches and all of that, it's not really criticism. It's just you just dislike me, and I could probably donate to kids in the Netherlands. I'm just using that as an excuse. I can go rescue little puppies and shit, and you'll still find the fault with that. There are those kinds of people, but for me, Backwoods Barbies misinterprets criticism, any criticism, as trolling, as bullying, as harassment, anything that's not in her favor, anything that's slightly honest criticism, because Wildflower was so amazing in that video. I'm gonna link it so you can go and give her the views, because so you can see for yourself. She was honest and fair, but she didn't powder her ass. But she was very supportive. She did speak out against any kind of trolling or bullying that Backwoods Barbie has received. She did make it very clear that she doesn't think it's okay, but she was very honest that, you know, sometimes people perceive Backwoods Barbie as aggressive, and I do. I think she can be very nasty. I think Backwoods Barbie, listen, I stopped following her a long time ago because I think that her skin is way too sensitive, and she was also very mad that she considers people telling her you may need to take a break as bullying her and harassing her, and I don't think so. I understand
It's
that it
not it
can.
at all.
Right. I understand it can feel demeaning for as an adult for somebody to tell you you need to get off the internet. That's very different if somebody's telling you you know you don't belong on the internet. You're a piece of shit. But if somebody's saying, I think that this is getting to you, like it's you're coming out of character a lot. It seems like it's overwhelming you. You take a break. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think it's healthy to take a break, and I think it's healthy to know that everyone needs to take a break. Right? What do you think? Because I talk too much. What do
No,
you think?
I mean, and I followed her. I was a supporter of hers for a couple of years, and I followed her from very early on. And if you go back, you can kind of see her downfall slowly but surely. And for me, the red flags just became way too much. I mean, I kind of have my own little story, but I agree with everything you just said. I liked her feistiness. I
Yeah.
think she has like an awesome like southern niche to her that
Yes.
could take her, like Wildflower said, you don't see a lot. And Wildflower's from the South. My family's from the South, so I just kind of connected to her energy instantly. And she used to give her sassiness to people that deserved it.
Right.
You know me, I love a little bit of a roast, so
Yes.
I liked watching her and I thought she was funny and fun and just upbeat. But after a while, she became very manic, in my
Yes.
opinion.
Yes.
Um, like one second she'd be one way, the next second it would be like a 180, and you're bullying and trolling her. And
Yep.
I just had to pull my support, and I did so quietly. I didn't make a fuss about it. But yeah, I agree with everything you said, and I really thought Wildflower did a good job. And actually, you can see, I mean, even Wildflower said they were having great conversations. And then just like a drop of the hat, Barbie, jumps back in her DMs
Yep.
with a completely different attitude and, saying Wildflower and her
Yep.
supporters are bullying her, and that wasn't the case at all.
No, it wasn't the case. It wasn't. And hi, Rabbit of Chaos. I'm sorry. Hi, Adam Harris, Pamela Barr, Joe being Joe. I'm sorry. And my favorite blue Care Bear and Welsh. I understand. She said, I had to bite my tongue today. Someone talking about you and JJ with an attitude video from a month ago still wanted to flip through. Flip though was so rude. And that's the thing. That's why I can't watch it, even videos about people I care about. If I know that it's titled about somebody I care about, I'm not going to watch it. And if I happen to be in a chat and they start talking about people I care about, I have to leave. um you know i I have to be very aware of even what I say in the chat, because it gets turned around. So sometimes you just want to say, that's not cool. And I have done that in the past. Like, can we stop? But it's there's a fine line. So I just try not to get involved in that at all. And I understand, and I'm sorry that you were upset, and I thank you for caring that it bothered you. I'm sorry that it bothered you. But I understand, and that's why I really try not to watch it, because it affects me. It pisses me off, and it
Yeah,
makes
I
me
don't either
feel say
anymore.
some shit. Adam Harris, hi sweetheart. But so I get it. And again, I think it's all in the presentation. I'm not gonna sit here, I'm not gonna lie and act like I haven't come and called people bitches, and I haven't come and been aggressive and had a nasty tone. I have, and it was always when I watched something or saw something
Hmm.
that I reacted nastily. I'm sorry. Bliss, could you hold down 1 second? My son is calling me. 1 second.
Sure.
Sorry.
Yeah, I used to watch, um, videos about people that I liked, or even videos about myself, and I would actually get a good laugh out of it, just the ridiculousness of it. But like Cindy just said, I would want to pop off afterwards, and I have. And I'm not a creator, so typically I go to Twitter and just make a tweet or whatever. Um, and then it got to the point where I would still watch stuff, but I would take a day. I would wait, really think it over. And then typically, I'd say 95% of the time by the next day, I'm like, is this even worth reacting to? And it wasn't. None of it ever was, truthfully. Um, but then it got to the point I was like, why am I watching this shit? That it's a waste of my time, first of all. Second of all, you can only watch and laugh at a dumpster fire for so long until it becomes old, boring, and repetitive. So I do not watch anything like people call it hate watching. I don't hate anyone, but I just don't do that anymore. It's there's just no point to it. And most of these people aren't even worth reacting to. So yeah, I think he's really going in there. But Welsh, I feel you. It's so hard to sit there and watch, and especially when you know people are lying. People have lied on me a couple times, and I've even shown proof on Twitter of people's lies. And then they'll never even respond to it because they know that it's proven, and they just won't say anything about it after that. It's never revisited. So there's just no, you can't win with these people. You just can't win. There's no point. Yeah, I feel for you, Welsh, because
I'm sorry,
it's
Bliss. One more minute. I'm so sorry.
you're okay. Can I highlight comments? Let's see. No, don't let me highlight comments. I can read them though. Bear says, I cannot hate watch. I do not have the time. And Bear, that's what it came down with me too. Like I'm contrary to popular belief, I do not catch everything. I am not on YouTube or Twitter 20. Actually, I don't even have the Twitter app. I don't want notifications. If you tag me or message me on Twitter, it doesn't pop up. I, I'm a mom. I'm a wife. I have a job. I just don't have time. I'm like, why am I wasting my precious time? That's me giving away my power. So I took it back a few months ago. And I just won't, there's just no point. I'm happy. Uh, does it take a while to stop watching? Because I wish I would stop watching some, but for some reason I cannot help myself. Happy, that was me for a very long time. It does, it does take a while. I mean, at least in my case, in your case, it does. But you do get to a point where you're just like, what? This is so repetitive. They say the same thing every single time, pretty much, just a different way. And it just gets boring. Like I said, I used to be able to watch certain videos and just laugh. I would seriously like crack up. But you can only laugh at the same thing over and over and over again so many times. So yeah, I think you do. get to a point where you, I will say it's hard at first, but once you do it for a week, it's second nature. I don't even go to these people's channels. If they pop up on my YouTube feed, I instantly hit do not recommend. And I gotta say, YouTube has been very good with the do not recommend. They have not recommended a certain channel for me in months, and it's been amazing. So once you start to do it, it's easy. It's second nature. I don't even think about it. Thanks, Sarah. What the F? I hate watching the content creator who lies, or even when they manipulate the story and change dates or how stuff was said. Yeah, well, they all do it. I mean, they all do it. Um, like I said, I've even proven people's lies. And whenever you do that, they it's like it was never even said. They
Right.
just scooch on to the next problem issue they have.
Yep.
So there's no point. If they're not even gonna have a conversation with you, like when you're responding to what they're saying. And
Yes.
then when you respond back with facts and truth, and they don't even respond to that, then what's the point? There's no
Right.
point.
You're right. And so I wanted to ask you, I'm sorry, guys. My son is in the supermarket and he's in a far supermarket. And I asked him to get me a couple of things, but he's a teenager. He couldn't remember. So he's like, has me on FaceTime going through the I'm like, I'm on a line with my
My
friend. He's like,
husband does that all the time.
yeah. So he's like, but I'm here, mom. So I had to like walk him through the damn
You're
supermarket.
good.
I apologize about that. But I wanted to ask you, so you were, I don't know if you said it when I was muted.
I
Sorry
did
about
not
that. Okay. So you were a supporter of Backwoods Barbie, right?
for a long time,
For a long
very
time?
early on. Hmm.
Okay. And what happened? What did something happen?
So a lot of people started unfollowing her. Um, it's kind of around the time people started commentating on her. And you know me, I'm kind of ride or die. Like I truly try to have people's backs. And
Yeah.
it's hard when you've supported someone for so long. I'm not someone to just throw it all away.
Right.
So I really tried to stick in there for her. I even took up for her a little bit, like in comment sections, respectfully. Um, Nothing really happened like all at once. It was kind of over time. Like the red flags just get so red. Like they are glaring red at you and you just can't ignore it anymore. And just the mania from her and the conspiracy theories, it got pretty overwhelming. So I was kind of at my wit's end. I
Right.
mean, I don't even know if she would remember me as a supporter, but just to show
Wow.
that I truly was a valid supporter. I mean, I don't do a lot of super chats or anything like that. I would super chat her. She even sung happy birthday to my daughter on a live stream
Oh
on her
wow.
fourth birthday. Yeah, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm not, we didn't speak behind the scenes. I can't call her a friend, but as someone I supported pretty hard and followed pretty closely. She did this video. I don't know if anyone knows this game. It's a kids game. It's called Huggy Wuggy. Oh, hi,
Right.
hi, Kyra, my
Yeah, I
baby
was saying
genius.
hi, Kyra. How are
Hey,
you,
girl.
sweetheart?
I
And hi,
love.
Huggets. So nice to
Hi,
see you,
Hugget.
Kyra. So nice to see you. And
That's
hi,
awesome.
Mama T. Missed you. Hi, everybody who
Love
came
Mama
in.
T
Stephen
too.
Crisco. Sorry. So I'm sorry. Just wanted to say hi to everybody.
No, that's okay.
Um,
I'm glad I looked down and saw Kyra.
yeah.
So there's this game called Huggy Wuggy.
Right.
I don't People may not know this about me and my family, but we are kind of horror nuts. Like we love the scary movies. We
Yes.
like
Me
just
too.
kind of weird shit that maybe
Mm.
like other parents would be like, "What the hell are you showing your kids that?" Like it's
Right.
just our thing.
Yeah.
My just kind of going off topic, but real quick, my husband's uncle, so his father's brother,
Mm-hmm.
is was rest in peace was the creator of Jason.
Oh wow. May he rest in
He
peace. That is
Yeah,
awesome.
he actually created the
Friday the
character
13th.
Jason.
Jason
Yes,
Voorhees. Oh my God.
he
That's
he
I.
was the man behind the character, and he
Oh.
worked. I believe screenwriter on the first film. He went back for a little bit of like I think the second and third, maybe fourth. I don't know for sure. And then he sold his rights and lived very
Oh,
happily the rest of his life.
that's amazing though.
Yeah, I just think that's
Wow,
so
what a
cool. So
legacy.
that's just kind of our family. We're weird. So,
Right.
anyways, this game Huggy Wuggy is like a giant blue like furry character,
Is it
and
kind of like
he
Five Nights at Freddy kind of thing
it
like that?
it is like Five Nights at Freddy, but a little more like Huggy Wuggy. If you were just to look at it like a picture, it looks a little more cartoonish.
Uh-huh.
Not as off the bat like scary at like if you look at Freddy, like the shit's scary.
Right.
But Huggy Wuggy does hug you or can hug you until you die. That's
Oh
kind of his
shit.
saying. Yeah,
Oh,
but
okay.
that makes it so sad. I mean, it's whatever.
Right.
My kids are very um they know it's a game. You know what I mean? It's not
Right. Right. They know it isn't
so
real. Right.
yes, like they're very aware and perceptive of what's a game, what's a movie, what's a show. Anyways,
Right.
so
Mm-hmm.
they play that. They play the Five Nights at Freddy. They actually don't really play it that much anymore. But around this time when she did this video on Huggy Wuggy, that was probably my son's like favorite game.
Oh, okay.
So she discs the whole entire game, which is fine. I mean, I get it. I would probably, if I was another parent, I would probably look at myself kind of weird. Um, but she really, being Barbie, she really went in and said, like, these parents are disgusting. And, like,
Whoa.
yeah, like, she really went hard for the parents that let their kids play this game.
Oh
Um,
no. Mm-mm.
it was a little too far for
Yeah,
me.
it's a game.
So
It's a game. It's not that
it's a
serious.
freaking game.
Right.
So I mean I understand people having a bad take on this game, but I wasn't ready for the amount of hate she threw at all this parents. Even so, I was I wish, you know what, I should have pulled up my comment because it's probably still on my end. I left a really respectful but disagreeing comment. And it
Right.
was the first time I think I've ever disagreed with her in a comment section. And it was a pretty long comment. And at the end, I even said, you're still my girl, and we can always agree to disagree. We're actually grown women folk around, something along those lines. So after a few days, I noticed that she had hearted every single comment in her comment section except mine. I'm like, that's weird. And then
Yeah.
after a few more days, I noticed like I didn't have any likes or like interaction on the comment. And
Right.
not to say that that happens all the time for me, it doesn't, but in her comment section it was because there were
Right.
people that would frequent her channel. We would go back and talk to each other back and forth. I had zero interaction on this comment. Like, this is really weird.
That
And I
is
reached
weird.
out, yeah, I reached out to a couple people and I'm like, hey, can you guys do me a favor and just go to her comment section and see if you see my comment? And they couldn't. Like,
Oh.
oh, okay. Well, then a couple videos later, I got wind that I don't know if you know about this, but content creators can put on some kind of thing that basically blocks the comments until you read it and make it public.
Yeah. Yes, where it's held for review.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Every single comment is automatically held for review
Or but just
until you
your
approve
comment?
it. Uh, well, I don't. I'm sure she probably blocks other people's comments too, but I would never see them, so I wouldn't know.
That's weird because I know, like me, I put generally that anything that YouTube finds offensive, they can hold it
Hmm.
for review for me to manually. And then I do have blocked words. Have a whole list of words that I blocked out, like the N word and the C word and certain words, so that it won't show up in my chat and you can't put those comments and even names like doxes. I put in blocked list so people can't be doxed in my chat. But I don't understand why yours, unless she blocked you. You know what I mean?
Cindy,
Would
I'm sorry. Yeah, I know what you mean. Take over for 1 second. Now my son is calling me.
Okay,
Be
sure,
right
sure,
back.
sure. Yeah, so they do. You do have that ability on YouTube to, of course, put things for review. That way, things that are offensive won't show up in your comment section. Anything that YouTube may deem that you could get reported for. Because let's be honest, on YouTube, there are people that maliciously may come into your comment section and put something highly inappropriate, even something that breaks TOS purposely to report you. So I put it so that YouTube, any of that, they take care of that straight off the bat. So I don't have to deal with that. You know what I mean? So, but I don't know. I just, while Bliss Chris, until she comes back and finishes her story, I just, it hurt my heart to hear Wildflower so upset today. When in her video of Backwoods Barbie, she was nothing but supportive. um I don't know what Backwoods Barbie expected, if she expect her, and I said this in Wildflower's chat. What did she expect you to do? Bend the knee to her? I don't understand how much more grace and support you could have shown her. um and it just seems like there's certain people that are so entitled on YouTube that they want to give you a script, right? And I do think that she manipulated Wildflower into making a supportive video about her. That's just how I feel. She went to Wildflower and said, "Oh, somebody told me, I was told that you made a video with me. Hi, Just Jules. Hey, Pat Wetzel. How are you, ladies? I'm so happy to see you guys." You get blocked, not here, Pam. That's not a thing, girl. That's not a thing. Don't be blocking my Pam. We don't have an issue. But yes, I'm so happy to see you, Pat. And Just Jules, you already know, girl. You already know. You already know. But I think that it was manipulative. So she told her, "Oh, I heard that you did a video about me. I went looking for it and I couldn't find it. That you tagged me or something." And she hadn't. And I heard somebody else say this, and I'm not sure who. And I'm kind of piggybacking on it because I think that that was a way for her to open the lines of communication to then tell Wildflower Tea, because she has expressed that she feels like nobody defends her, nobody ever makes videos about the things that are done to her and all this stuff. So I think she wanted somebody with a nice size audience to make a video in her defense, and then she sent Wildflower all of these things and comments and all this stuff that she gets. And Wildflower, being the person she is, asked her, like, "Is there anything you want me to make sure that I relay?" And she even did that. Her request, she did that. And she was super fair, man. She was super fair.
She
She
really
was
was.
so respectful. And
She did
then,
not powder her ass though, like you said.
right.
And
And
that's why Barbie got mad.
yes. And I think that that is exactly it. She expected her to follow a script of, it's all
Mhm.
supposed to be like she's, Backwoods Barbie is just persecuted and everybody's against her and she's just the best of the best. And that would be a lie. That would be a lie. Like, all of us as creators have responded and reacted poorly to things being said about us, done, whatever. Our opinions, our perspectives, some
Of
things may
course.
be worse to us than others, but we've all played parts in it, and there's a lot that Backwoods Barbie has responded very, very poorly to. And I think she's mad because she expected Wildflower to agree with her that Katie Joy hacked her. There's no proof to that. We know Katie Joy has been very nasty to Backwoods Barbie. Okay, her and Amy Duggard made fun of her accent, which I thought was wrong too. You're making fun of a southern accent, trying to act as if anybody who has a southern accent is
That was gross.
dumb. It was horrible, right?
Was it
So
defamation though?
it wasn't defamation,
No.
exactly. It wasn't slander. It was
Assholery.
disrespectful, right? It was being a bitch. It was being an asshole. But for you to say that somebody hacked you without any proof, that is defamation. And
That's
she
defamation.
wanted, right? And she wanted Wildflower to continue to
Mhm.
defame somebody without proof. And in my opinion, I've watched Barbie. I was also a supporter. I also thought that she was just feisty, fiery, all of this stuff. But then I started to feel, and this is just my personal opinion, that she was a bit paranoid. And I don't mean that to be disrespectful to any mental struggles she may have, but I did feel like she felt everything was a conspiracy, and it just was a little too much for me. And
Exactly.
that was just my opinion. You know what I mean? No, it is
Yeah.
changing colors. Sorry, it's the light in the background one that it changes colors. So
Oh,
it'll
that's
make me
cool.
change
Hi,
colors.
Wanda.
Sorry. But yeah, that's just how I
So
feel.
that's
Exactly,
how
Barbie.
I felt too, and like I'm trying to ignore that feeling and keep supporting her because I saw so many people pulling their support from her. But after that comment, I like, okay, I see what she's doing here. I left more comments on future videos for a couple weeks,
Right.
all of them the exact same thing. So I don't know. I don't, sometimes you can't tell if you're blocked. And back then I was still pretty naive to
I
YouTube.
think
I can tell now, but I don't know if she blocked me or just after that one comment, just wouldn't let my comments be public. I really don't know it, so I can't
right,
say which way.
right,
So finally, I realized what she was doing, and I was like, okay, that's it, you know?
right.
But
All
yeah, she takes
because,
everything as an attack.
but
And that's why I personally say, why don't you just take a little breather?
right,
Because if you are being attacked, and I will say she has some pretty nasty trolls. I will say that I agree with
of
Wildflower. So
course,
you're after years, you're gonna be automatically defensive.
yes,
And she views every comment negatively. I've seen
yes,
people be supportive and then her in a reply comment flip it and call them a troll.
yes, yes.
She went back and forth with someone in Wildflower's comment section under that video.
Wow. And
Yeah.
and I don't know. I don't know if maybe not. Um, if that was Josh's sub, but he did do a video today and say that Backwoods Barbie also came at one of his subs. Um, and the sub wasn't disrespectful or whatever. So I don't know if maybe that was it. But I heard that she was extremely disrespectful. And was like something like shut up or something about you don't know what PTSD is, so something. um you can't talk to people like that. Like
You
you
can't.
can't talk to people like that and think they're not going to give you the same energy. Like I don't understand this holier than thou thing, this entitled attitude. And it happens a lot with creators, sadly. They forget that the subscribers, and I said this in Wildflower Tea's chat as well, the subscribers make our channels, bro. Like all of you guys make our channels. You can destroy our channels if you stop watching, if you unsubscribe. We are dust in the wind. And when creators get too big for their britches, that's a weird saying. I've never said that before, but whatever. Y'all get too much, too full of yourselves, and forget that the subscribers are the most important part of any channel. And I
The
think
ego
that's
takes
what
over.
happens. She seems very entitled, in my opinion. Very, very entitled. And because she has 50 something, thousand subscribers, um, think that you're untouchable and look down on subscribers. And when you can't take a subscriber's valid criticism and automatically deem them a troll just because they have an opinion that you don't agree with or that is calling you out on your bullshit, it's not okay. It's very different if somebody's troll. Usually you can tell the trolls, they'll say disrespectful shit, but people giving you criticism. There's been people that have come into my comment section and have given me the what's what. I've never called them trolls simply for calling me out on something, calling me out on hypocrisy. I've respected them and I've always been respectful to them because they have the right to that. And I appreciate like them pulling me up like, yeah, selfie, but in all due respect, this and this and the third. And I will acknowledge it. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? I have been. This is the best explanation I can give. I'm human. I'm going to err, and I take a lot of things into consideration. Are people changing for the better? Have they made mistakes? But are they working on changing? Because it's a lot about the behaviors changing. You know what I mean? And she just comes across, and what she did to Wildflower today was beyond, beyond fucked
Ridiculous.
up, beyond fucked up. And
I
Wildflower
don't
was pretty
think
affected. What, sweetie?
I, I think it's a collective of things with
Exactly.
Barbie. And I really do think, like you said, and it's not to be rude, but the paranoia
Yeah.
and on top of the to constantly feel like you're in defense mode. That is a really tiresome feeling, to just be ready to pop off instantly at all times. I can't
Right?
imagine how draining that is. And she has been that way for years now.
Yes.
That is why I say that I think she should take a breather,
Yes.
just to get out of the game for even a week. Like, just,
Yes.
and I feel like she would come back with a totally, I mean, I could be wrong, because honestly, this whole time I've been waiting for
Right.
her to be able to see things from, subscribers' perspectives.
Right.
But I know that, I took myself away from something for a week and just had like it was like a light bulb. It's like, okay, I can
Yes.
see everything for what it is now.
Yes.
I see my part in it. I
Yep.
see, so I think she should do that, because if you look at Wildflower's comment section,
Mm-hmm.
even like I told my story, like what I just told here, and
Right.
I have like 6, 7 people under my comment going, oh my God, me too. This is exactly what she did to me. Like, we're not all
Yes.
trolls and haters.
Right.
I truly wish she could just put her stuff aside and
Yes.
read the comment as if
Yes.
she were us, and to try to have that empathetic factor to it. But I don't think she's capable of that. I
No,
really don't.
I don't either.
There's
And
something else going on there that I won't go in on her mental health disorders, but
right.
something is blocking her capability to do that.
Yes.
And I really get tired of her throwing the PTSD card down
Yes. Yes.
every which
Yes,
way.
Bliss.
I think in this video alone, she did it 2 or 3 times.
Yes. And
It's
she
not a
even mocked
weapon.
people. And no, but she even mocked people who, oh, you don't have PTSD. Good for you. I see you, girl. First of all, you don't know. That's another thing that I had to say in Wildflower Teas too. Like,
Yeah.
girl, you have no idea. There are people that have PTSD but have never lived it because I deal with it in therapy. I have PTSD from something that didn't even happen to me, something that happened to my son. I have severe PTSD from that to this day. When a doorbell is rang, it does something to me. If I'm home after 10 o'clock and my sons are not here, I can't have a doorbell ring. It's this trigger, this reaction that I have to it, this irrational reaction to it. And I don't come here and talk about it every single time I go live because I work on it. And that's no excuse for stupid shit that has come out of my mouth on the internet. I said that too. I've said stupid shit. I've gotten myself in trouble either out of ignorance, anger, or foot and mouth syndrome. I suffer from foot and mouth syndrome. Yes, yes, ma'am. I
I
do
do
that
too.
shit a lot. You know what I mean? But I would never come here and put that on my PTSD as a shield or anything that I've dealt with. I have also trauma that I've never used that as a shield. And I think also she also used self-harm as a shield that people, I think that that is gross. And I've said this many, many times. No one has the right to put that on anyone else on the internet. Okay.
Nope.
You said it earlier. I know, Bliss, when it's time for me to take a break, when I need to reevaluate the internet, right? Keep things in perspective. And sometimes when I take a break and I just deal with personal life, it kind of helps me reprogram and put
It
things back
does.
in, prioritize. Because
Yes.
the internet is
All
very
about
important,
priorities.
right? It's important to me. You guys are so important to me. But I have to remember that it has to be prioritized. My family, my work, everything else has to come before this. And if this is affecting me in such a way where I'm coming here and I'm manic and I'm just flipping out every time I'm live and I'm lashing out at everybody, then something is broken and I have to work on that. I can't come
There's a
here
lot of creators doing that too.
putting it on their subscribers every time they come live. And it's okay to share and have a bad day or have a bad week and be going through stuff and share it. But it's a different thing to come here and dump it on your subscribers and put that burden on your subscribers every time you make a video, every time you come live, and you don't want to take no responsibility. I saw in the video that Wildflower did, I saw nothing but um positive support in her comment section. And maybe she deleted comments immediately, any negative comments, okay. But I did see a lot of support for her, of people that were there to support her. But I think that anything that she gets that isn't kissing her ass, like you said, Bliss, there are people that will tell me things. And if so many people are saying, Selfie, you did this to me too, like she did, one thing, and everybody has that in common. Selfie blocks us anytime we don't agree with her. Yes, she blocked me too. Yes, she blocked me too. Yeah, I blocked Fulano and the dude from across the street. How can I not take a look at the part that I played? That something is, it can't be everybody else's wrong. It can't be everybody else's wrong. Everybody is trolling. All these people, like, I just can't. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I totally agree. And like I said, I really think if she had that little break, she could maybe see it. I mean, at some point, you guys, if the
Sure.
same
Well, of
story
course.
is coming out all the time, you have to take a look and you have to take accountability. And
Yes.
I would probably support her again, honestly. I really like Barbie. When she's on her game, she is a great
Yes. Happy.
content creator.
Yes.
Super funny. I mean, I truly think that if this wasn't happening with her and she just stayed on her game and did her content, I think she'd be over
Thank you, Wanda.
almost a half a million subscribers. I think she really has that spark in her to be able to do that. I truly do.
Yes.
But as
Yes.
you can see, you said she's at like 50,000 subs, somewhere
Yes.
around there.
Over 50,
I
56,000, I think.
I want to say
Forever
when
young.
I left, she was maybe at like 38 to 40,
Right.
and
And
that
people
we're
saying that the
talking like,
views don't match the subscribers. And sometimes that
yeah,
happens because I have 1K and I get 200, and I'm not complaining. I'm saying it for a reason. So if people looked at it that way, they could be like, Selfie, how does she have 1K and she can't even get 500 views? That's, to me, that's not the important thing. To me, I'm like, damn, 200, 300 people watch my video. Shit, I'm happy with
yeah,
that. I'm not a numbers person. I'm not. If I was a numbers person, I would be a totally different creator on this platform. Trust and believe that. I would be a totally different creator on this platform if it was about the numbers and about getting the views and all of that. That's not what's important to me. So I understand that sometimes you can have a number of subscribers and not get the views. People may just stop watching your content or go away and not unsubscribe. You know what I mean? So I get that, but also, if so many people stop watching you, you have to look at yourself. You have to. It's just, I don't know. And she does people wrong. She mistreats people. She puts people on blast and calls them trolls and makes entire videos about a
out of
comment
one
that she got.
comment, yeah.
Like, who does that? Who puts, subscribers?
Sounds familiar to me, but
Yeah, it does sound familiar to me. Who does that on a consistent basis where you're going to keep putting subscribers on blast and putting their comments up and making an entire video? You know what that does as a creator? As a creator, you are sending the masses after that person. Every time there's,
especially as someone on a large scale
yes,
subscriber count as her.
yes.
And like I said, I full my
People that
support.
like
I'm
kissing.
really bad with time, but I want to say it was like a year and a half, 2 years ago,
Uh-huh.
give or take, somewhere in there. So if you think she was at 40,000 then, and
Right.
I hate to say this like this because it's going to come out only 56,000, but usually when you start getting higher in your sub count and the algorithm starts pushing you, you can grow pretty quickly after that. So in two
True.
years to only go from 40 to 56, that
Yeah.
seems not right to me. And I think it's because a lot of people start to see what we saw and they unsub and they pull their support.
Right. You're right. I agree. I agree. I'm sorry, Welsh. Which community post is it? The one where you have a letter? The one you posted 10 hours ago, Welsh? I'm sorry. I'm just trying to share it. Let me see if it'll let me share it. Hold on. It won't let me put it here. but I just did a community tab. I mean, I just shared your community post. Sorry, I'm sorry, Bliss. I shared your community post. Okay. And hi, juror number 6 and William. Hello. And butterfly kisses. Sorry. And anyone else that I missed, I'm sorry. Hello. And forever young. Sorry, guys. But I agree. And I don't know. I was just, wait, BB gets mad when a sub says, sorry, this is happening to you. She yells at she misinterprets. I think she misinterprets. I don't know if she misinterprets on purpose or she's just always on a 10. And you said it too, Bliss, that she's on high alert all the time, right? Because I know you get trolls she has a huge channel. So I can, and you know why people do it? Because they know she's reactionary. They
Mhm.
know she's reactionary. They know that she has a short fuse, that she's a tick tick boom. And some people like to get reactions out of people. They do. They like to wind them up and let them go and, and just watch the aftermath and laugh. Like that's what trolls do. That is the definition of a troll. They're going to wind your
Exactly.
ass up and let you go and just laugh at their work. And so when you know that, like I know that, um, and people started to know that when you would question my addiction or addict shame me, it pissed me off. So it would get a reaction out of me. And people kept doing it. And so I realized this is a game of ping pong that we're playing. They're gonna say shit, I'm gonna react, they're gonna say worse shit, I'm gonna react worse, and I'm just showing my ass on the internet over something that I know isn't true. And
Exactly.
why am I combating lies? Why am I bothered by it? You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. Allow people to make their videos, say what they have to say. They have the right to their opinions, and just keep doing me over here.
Keep it
And that's
pushing.
all you can do. And I
Well,
think
and you should do that because I gotta say, and especially, I don't expect to see that kind of behavior like going at subs on a 50K plus sub channel.
right,
Um, oh, Kyra, I'll tell you later. I know
yeah,
you know who she is. It's WildFlower Tea.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'll put her
I'll ring your
channel
bell
in
later
the
though.
in the chat. I'll put her channel in the chat. But
Yeah,
continue.
if she goes to her channel, she'll probably know instantly. That's another story. Anyways, um, so I don't I expect to see that. I mean, from no offense to you, Cindy, because you don't do that at all, but
No,
from
right,
channels your size, I expect to see that kind, because but when you are a 50K thousand subscriber plus channel, people sub to you for your content. They don't want to see that shit. You
right,
know, it's
right.
very beneath her to even be doing that. And not only that, it's a slap in the face to her solid supporters. I mean, even I felt this when I was a supporter. She
Yes,
is constantly bringing up the haters and giving them all the attention,
yeah,
saying that, no one has her back, ever had her back
yes,
all over. So for her to say that and never give her supporters any kind
right.
of recognition, it was a serious slap in the face,
It is. It is.
you
It is
know?
a slap in the face, and she doesn't realize the effect that it has on the people that now feel invisible, that have been there for
Exactly.
her since day one, and that are, they're supporting her and encouraging her. And when she says this, because to her it's about she wants big creators making videos about her, when she doesn't realize it's about the subscribers. It's about
And
the
big creators
subscribers.
won't touch that shit with a 10 foot
No,
pole.
hell no, they're
You
not.
don't you don't
Especially
see
now.
Christina Randall or Stephanie
No,
Harlow going at it with their subscribers on
no.
videos, let alone not even the comment section.
But Bliss, do you think anybody's even gonna try to make a supportive? She did this to Charlotte too. Like anybody who's tried to support her and make a supportive
Brunel
video.
Smith,
Yes.
LB,
Yeah,
now
exactly.
Wildflower.
Exactly. Anybody who's tried to support her and make a supportive video, she has instantly, immediately attacked. So why? I don't understand what the disconnect is. How does she not understand that she keeps shooting herself in the foot? Even anybody who may have wanted to speak up is not going to take the chance, and now she's going to come after you. Now I understand. Me. I'm a blip. She ain't even going to realize who I am. But let's say she got mad at me for what I'm saying now and came at me, I could kind of understand that. But Wildflower, LB, them people who were supporting her and encouraging her in a video, talking about the things that were done wrong to her, and she immediately attacked them and then turned her audience on these people too. It's so wrong as creators to do that, especially bigger creators that have this influence over smaller creators. It's fucked up. You can kill somebody's channel that way. And
Yeah.
we have a responsibility, and I say it all the time. Like, I know I say stupid shit, man, but I'm not trying to destroy people's channels, bro. You look back on my shit. It's very rare that you will see somebody tagged in my title, because I know what that does. I know what that does. Even people that dislike me, it still it puts a mindset and it puts a question mark in people's minds about the creator you're talking about. And sometimes it works against you, because all it does is people now become curious, and even though you may be saying the worst shit about people, they may come and find something intriguing about them and then subscribe to them. So it's a
That
double-edged
won't be with
sword.
you.
Right. You know what I mean? So I'm not gonna do that because I'm not dumb. I'm not gonna endorse your channel. No, no, bitch. Do your
And
own marketing.
it's tenfold when you are a content creator with a large sub count doing that to a very micro channel.
Yes.
Because, for example, I'm not going to say the name, but there was
Sh-
a content creator in Wildflower's chat earlier who is a small content creator, and apparently a bigger content creator made well, she considers it disparaging, a negative video about her. So now oh, hold on, guys.
Sorry, my son was locked. He was banging on the door.
You're
Sorry.
good. It's funny, at the same time, my husband just poked his head in the bedroom. I gave him that look like, yes.
He was banging on
Any,
the door. I'm sorry about that.
I have the fan in front of the door so you can't open it all the way.
And
He
my
just
other
all I
son
saw
locked
was
the
his head with
door
his
and
eyes.
left him out. So he's banging on the door, and Stormy's looking at the door. I'm like, oh, oh, she's banging. Sorry, guys. I'm a hot mess.
Sorry if you guys keep hearing noise. My earpiece keeps falling out of my ear. It's driving me
Oh,
nuts. I need to get
I
new earbuds. I can't stand the ones that go like in. I don't know. I don't know if it's sensitivity, but I need to get new ones. Anyways, I was saying there was a content creator in Wildflower's chat that talked about a bigger content creator making a disparaging negative video on her. And she even admitted that she was in a bad space at the time, and but now that she's doing better, pulled herself up by her bootstraps. I don't follow her anymore, so I don't know. But
right.
every time you search her name, that negative video is the first video that pops up.
It's true. It's true.
So
I
for Barbie to do that to smaller channels,
Yes.
she's going to have the view count over a micro channel. So every time people look up that smaller channel's name, they're going to see that video.
Yes, it's true.
And
It's
it's not
there
fair.
forever, and it isn't fair, especially like I've even shared. I've said that people in my personal life have looked for my channel and come across negative videos before they came across my channel, and it made me sad at first, but when I spoke to the people in my personal life, they were like, that was just weird. I listened to those videos, and they couldn't be talking about the same person. Like, so it didn't negatively influence them because they know me. They know
They
me.
know you know you. Yeah.
Right. They know me on a personal level, but it did make them sad that when they looked for my channel, that was the first thing they came across, and it pissed them off. They were angry, and I
Yeah.
had to calm them down and tell them it's not that serious. The same way um you saw the video and then you watched and so I asked them, even though you know me, when you watch those videos, and then they came and they watched the videos that they were referencing, they said, even as somebody who didn't know me, they didn't get the same impression or the same perspective from watching both videos. And that was all that was important to me. That was all that was important to me. So even if negative videos come up, you can't help that. You can't stop people from making videos about you.
No.
And
And
I
I
think
do
that
want to clear. Sorry, go ahead.
no, no. I just wanted to say one thing, that I think what's important is what made a difference too was that So they came to my channel and they looked to see if I had videos, numerous videos with these same people's names in my titles, and I didn't. And they said that that spoke volumes to them. And I'm not don't make a saint out of a sinner, because I'm a bitch. But that kind of helped their opinion too. Like that shows that they just keep making videos with your name in it, and it wasn't, you didn't do the same thing. So I give you credit for that, because they said you could have came and just kept with the same energy. And that's why a lot of times I talk my shit in my members only, not because I'm trying to grift and make people have to become members. That's not a thing. That's not what I'm doing. It's just that it doesn't affect them um on a public level. Like it doesn't persuade people publicly. People that are already my members,
Yes.
for the most part, like me. So they already have their opinion about me. They're paying to be my members. And people that are gifted memberships, they get a chance to see it and make the decision for themselves. You know what I mean? I think that's very different. So what were you gonna say? I'm sorry, Bliss.
I kind of want to clarify. Now, that's not to say that there aren't smaller content creator channels that don't kind of deserve the negative videos. I mean,
Oh
if
yeah,
you're
no.
out here popping off and acting like an asshole every which way, and bigger content creators
Wildflower.
get wind of it and make a video, hey, Wildflower,
Yeah,
that's kind of your own damn fault. But
it
for
can be.
someone like Brunel Smith
Yeah,
to have a I, yeah,
yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen Renelle. I mean, I'm not like a huge fan. I don't watch her
I
like
like
all the
Renell.
time, but
I like
she
Renell.
seems like a very level-headed, logical lady
Honest
with
person.
awesome opinions. I don't always agree with them, but
Me
I
neither.
have never felt the need to pop off on her at the same time. She just doesn't seem. If you come to her and wanting to speak and have a conversation, maybe about something you disagree with, I
Yeah.
feel like she's someone that would turn into a great conversation, and you would walk
Yes.
away,
Yeah.
with a better understanding of her side.
Yeah.
And that's all we can ever ask,
That's
actually.
all we
You
can
don't
never.
have to agree with me. Just
Yep.
just listen, if we can converse and not have you just scream in my face about everything you hate. Just have a conversation like, "Hey, I felt this way. I looked at
Yep.
it this way. You
Yep.
say the same thing.
Mhm.
Okay, I still don't agree with your take, but thank you for sharing your perspective. That helps me to see it better." That's all we ever ask.
I agree, because, and what you said I think is important, because I can admit that there have been videos made about me that were warranted. That were warranted. Like I've said some shit out of my mouth that I regret, or that I could have said differently, or situations I could have and should have handled differently. So I understand videos were warranted that were made about me, and they made me self-reflect. Like they did. Like when Marissa made a video and she spoke about me, when she spoke about situations when she did YouTube something. It wasn't about the mom shaming, not that one, because I don't agree with that one. But anyway, the other one I agree. I agree, and I think that when people pull you up on stuff, sometimes it keeps you in check, and it keeps you grounded. It
I mean, it's
helps.
a checks and balances system. You need to have that as a human
Yes,
being in general, let alone a content creator, because when you do get bigger, I mean, it's kind of it's automatic that your ego goes up a bit. You have to keep that in check. And if you don't, it's
yes.
just not going to go good.
It's not. And Jules said earlier, and I agree with her too, that sometimes silence is the best response. Like honestly, think about it. Anybody that's a content creator here, right? And even you don't have to be a content creator. Even if you're not a content creator, think about it in your personal life. Has there ever been a situation where you were arguing with somebody or in a dispute with somebody where they wanted you to fight back, where they craved that attention? They didn't care if it was negative attention. They didn't care if you exposed the shit out of them. If they kept on, that didn't matter to them. The chaos is what they crave. Some people do that. And sometimes the worst punishment you can give somebody like that is nothing. Give them nothing. Ignore the shit out of them. Pay them dust. Sometimes that is the worst punishment you can give them. And
Well, it
that
pisses
is
those
what
people
I'm
off
trying.
more.
And it's hard. It's hard to do
It
that
is.
though. It's so hard to do that because it's in our nature to want to defend ourselves. It's in our nature to be like, nah, fuck you. And but it takes a lot more restraint. it takes a lot more growth to do that, and to realize that you have to pick your battles. You know, it's not what I'm called that's important, it's what I answer to. And that's what I work hard on so much now. Not to answer to every little thing that somebody says about me, because then I'm just as guilty as them. And I can't be mad when people say, yo, Selfie's messy as fuck, always in the mess. No, you know, I can be, but that is not my goal here. And so that's what I'm trying to do. Ignore all of that shit. I talk about what I want to talk about when I want to talk about it, but I'm not going to be puppeted around by people pulling my strings anymore. I'm not, you
I
know.
mean, I literally dealt with that last night, and I'm not going to
Yeah,
fan the
yes, you
flame. I
did.
mean, the best thing to do with a fire is not give it oxygen.
Yep,
Eventually, it may take freaking years, but
exactly.
eventually it will go out.
Yes.
So I'm over that, and that's why when you were talking to your son, I was talking about hate watching and
Mhm.
how I used to hate watch because honestly, I found some of it pretty funny. Like I would
Right,
seriously crack up sometimes.
right.
But like I said earlier, when you hear the same shit over and over, it just gets old and repetitive. It's not
It
funny anymore.
does. It
And
does.
then I started to do the silence thing, like you just said. And I gotta say, I was very proud of
Mhm.
myself because I am not one to stay silent. And I
No,
feel like
you're
I've done a
not.
pretty good
You're
job
really
these last
not.
few months.
I was shocked.
So,
I was
but
shocked when you stood silent. I was like, oof, girl, you was like woosah for real. 'Cause-
it takes a lot for me to. It takes more strength for me to stay silent than it
of
would be to
course, of
have
course.
a 7 day pop off back and forth battle.
Right,
Honestly,
right. And a
but
Twitter fight and all that shit. I get it. And it's
yeah,
satisfying in the moment. Like somebody comes at you, it's satisfying to be like, fuck you, bitch. Like that. You know what I mean? Read them to filth. It is satisfying, and but then it causes more damage in the long run. And I understand Happy too. She said, I'm just telling y'all, when you get in your 50s, it's hard to stay silent. And nobody has to stay silent. Nobody should ever
no,
be made to feel
I
silent.
choose it for me.
Right. I choose
That's
it for
me
me
taking my
because
power back.
yes,
You're
because it's
not going to have that effect over me. I'm not going
that's
to
right.
let anyone have the power to
That's
affect
right.
me to behave out of character negatively
Yeah.
anymore. They can
Yeah.
F all the way off with that. And like
Yeah.
you said, those people do this for a reaction. They
Yes.
want that. So a lot of the times you staying silent is going to piss them off even more.
Yep.
Because eventually these people's supporters will see that, hey, you're the one that keeps going after that person. I haven't seen them
Exactly.
say anything. You keep going. So
Yep.
keep it up
Yep.
because
It's
that'll just
true.
happen sooner if you keep it up.
It's true because when you go back and forth, then even people that are your supporters start to say, okay, well, they just in the same fucking league. They keep it going too. And I see so many subscribers all the time saying, oh my God, I'm so tired of fights between creators. And they know you can't help it. They subscribers, they see it. They know when it's somebody that has been thrust into some bullshit for no reason, like Wildflower was, because in
Yeah,
my opinion, she was thrust in some bullshit that she didn't deserve at
she was.
all. And we said it earlier, it bothered us. It bothered us to see her so upset and hurt and blindsided because the video she made, she didn't make it out of obligation. Because that's why she didn't make the first video, because she didn't feel right about it, right? She didn't agree, and she's not going to do something out of obligation. But when Backwoods Barbie showed her stuff, she felt in her soul that it was wrong. Trolling people to that extent, harassing or whatever people to that extent is wrong. And that's something that Wildflower has always spoken about on her channel in general. It doesn't matter who it involves. She always has said right is right and wrong is wrong. So she spoke about it. But because it wasn't to the level that Backwoods Barbie felt it needed to be. I don't know. Honestly, I was confused, and I'm still confused. I
Yeah.
don't understand why Backwoods Barbie. I hate that shit. Like I always get tongue tied. Why Barbie? I'm gonna say Barbie. Why
Mhm.
Barbie was so upset at Wildflower? Because again, I watched the video, and I ain't tell Wildflower this. She's probably gonna be mad at me after this, but I'm not gonna lie. Listen, when I first started watching the video, I was like, I kind of side eyed Wildflower. Oh my god, I can't believe I'm saying this. I kind of side eyed Wildflower. I was like, she is giving her too much credit. Like I swear, that's what I thought in my brain. That's what I thought in my brain. Like she giving her too much credit. Like she messy as hell. But then I listened to the video and I understood where she was coming from, and I agreed with it. And I thought that it was so fair and so kind. And so that's why I was like even more confused. I'm like, I don't understand how she could have gotten anything negative out of that. She gave her way more grace than anybody else would have given her, especially after
She,
all the shit she keeps doing.
I think that Wildflower and Barbie are polar opposites.
They are. Oh, they
Barbie sees the negative in everything. Wildflower sees the positive in every situation. It's truly admirable, honestly, because wow, she's just such a good person. What are we
Isn't it
laughing at?
cool?
Oh, you switched off. She's just Wildflower is a good person through
She
and
is.
through.
She is a good
But
person.
I have to agree. When I started listening, I was like, wow. I know this is gonna come off sounding a little mean, but Wildflower, she knows I love her, but I'm always gonna keep it real. I felt like she came at her with kid gloves. I
Hmm.
don't agree with it,
Yeah.
although I totally get it because Wildflower is not about the drama.
No, she's
She was
not.
truly trying to do that because she knows how Barbie is, and she
Yes.
didn't want this to happen. She did everything in
And
her
that's
power.
sad
She went
that it
above and
happened
beyond.
anyway.
It
It happened
happened
anyway.
anyways. It just goes to show you, people like that, they will find the negative or hateful stuff in anything.
No good deed goes unpunished. Sadly, sadly, with people like that that are so entitled and feel that they're owed something, there's so many people here. And I've seen it for a long time with Backwoods Barbie. She's a very entitled person. I'm sorry. She comes across in the beginning as very down to earth because of her accent and all of that, but she's very entitled. She feels that everybody owes her things. And this is what has happened a lot on YouTube as creators gain more following and all of this stuff, their ego grows with their sub count and they become entitled and think that other people they owe them things. You owe to make a video and defend me, and you owe you're a
No one
leader.
owes you shit.
No, nobody owes you shit. Nobody
And
owes
Wildflower gave her way more than she probably should have, and it
you.
still
Oh,
blew up in her face. I mean,
yes. That makes me mad. That's what makes
it
me
pissed me
mad.
off.
That's what pissed me the fuck off. Like, she did the right thing. She was so kind to you. And you fucking spit in her face. And then you talked shit about her and made it seem like oh, I thought she was such a nice person because she's so soft spoken. That means that you never supported her. You will never fuck with Wildflower because you would have known that this is who she is. Her track record has been the same, has been the same. She's never changed, bro. You wanted her to kiss your ass, take a wipe it, kiss it again. Like get out of here, man. Get out of here. Hi, Sally.
And Wildflower can truly get along with anyone. I don't know how she does it sometimes with
I
certain
don't know,
people,
Nicole.
but I don't know if many people are aware, and I won't go into detail because this is between me and Wildflower, but we haven't, we've had kind of a rocky relationship, YouTube, like sub to content. Like there's been times where I did not agree with Wildflower.
Right.
Um,
Who does?
she
She
came
doesn't
to
agree with us
me
either.
she came to me
Uh-huh.
when she noticed my absence. And it turned into an amazing conversation.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say this was like a year and a half ago, maybe. And she's one of those people that you can converse with. And she's going to
Yes.
listen and she's going to hear you and she's going to
Yes.
see your perspective. And again, we don't have to agree on everything. But
No, of
that's
course
all I
not.
can ask of people. And that truly showed me who she was as a person.
Yep.
And, we talked on the phone a couple times. And God, me and her could talk forever. I
Yeah.
remember one morning I dropped my kid off on the bus for school, and she goes to school for like 3.5 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And before I knew it, I'm looking down at my phone like, oh my God, well, I got to go and get my kids from the bus.
Right.
It's already time. Like, that's just how me and her are. And even when we are disagreeing, it's still a lovely conversation. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
how to explain it. She's truly good people, though. Yeah,
She is.
I fully support her, even when I don't disagree with her. I don't have to agree with everything. She doesn't have to agree with everything with
Of
me.
course
But
not.
we have a mutual respect between each other, and I just wish more people could have that with other
Yeah.
people.
Yeah. And I agree. I again I'm biased, but I don't see it as me being biased in a bad way, because with Wildflower, there's really nothing that she's done to be covering her for. You know what I mean? Like she really hasn't. People used their biggest issue used to be with Wildflower, that she was too neutral, stayed out of
Yeah,
the
fence
shit.
sitter, yeah.
I can't understand it, because she really stayed out of the shit and refused to get in the mud down and dirty. People had a problem with that, when that should be the goal of people, to be able to
I've
see
seen
all
growth.
sides.
I've seen a lot of growth in Wildflower because back when we had our little tiff, I was one of those people that thought she was a fence sitter and too
Right.
neutral. But that was only because I think she's just not a beef streamer.
She's not.
Wildflower does amazing content. She's not one to beef back and forth with people.
No.
And a lot of times when you commentate on other people's beefs, you kind of put yourself in the line of fire. And if you do that and don't really take a side, it's going to
Right.
draw negative attention to you. And I think that's where my problem lied. Yeah,
I get
but
it.
she's definitely grown from that a
She's
lot.
more assertive now. She makes her position known, and I think that was the thing, that people didn't know her position. And you want to know, especially with people, it's human nature. You want to know definitively, but she's made her position known. The thing is that she's not going to attack people, and she's made it known to so many of us, like all of us, like, I don't want in the drama. I don't want to be down with that. I don't want to be put in drama. I don't. And you, who can't respect that? Who can't respect that? That she's openly telling you, listen, if it's drama, I'm gone. I'm gone with the wind. And either you lose somebody that you respect, that you consider a friend, because you can't respect their boundaries. That isn't a bad boundary that they're giving you. You know what I mean? Because your needs and your shit is more important. I would never understand that. And I just really, really today, and I'm so glad when I had Bliss, she asked me beforehand, do we talk about this? And I was like, girl, you are a mind reader, girl, because there's no way I could have come and not spoken about it, especially because there was no basis for it. And like Nicole, I was confused. I was confused as fuck. I didn't understand what BackWoodsBarbie was angry about, because in my opinion there was nothing to be angry about, and I keep saying that because I'm confused right now. There was nothing to be mad about. It was a great video. It's still up on
It
Wildflower's
was.
channel, so you can go see for yourselves and make up your own minds that it was so fair, so respectful, so supportive.
It was
But
more than fair.
it was more than fair. It was way more than she deserved, especially now. Like, oh my god,
Yeah.
girl, you are wilding right now. You know what I mean? And just to throw it back in her face, and just the condescending way she spoke. I thought that and then the manipulation.
Oh
You
man, the
say,
gaslighting and
I
manipulation is
told my
off the
family, I
chart.
told my mom about her. Like, that was so manipulative, to try to guilt Wildflower and put it out to people, like, as if she cared so much about Wildflower. Like, I told my family, like, if it was gonna be an award ceremony, like if Wildflower was having an award ceremony for BackWoodsBarbie, and she told her whole family, guys, it's gonna be 8 o'clock Eastern time. We all gotta tune in because I'm getting my award. Like, it's weird. It was weird.
It was weird.
And I could see the manipulation in saying that. And it's just not cool. It's not cool. And then,
And Barbie knows. She
She knows.
knows what she, I believe that she, in my
She does.
opinion, that she knows what she's doing.
She
And
does.
especially
I
on
agree.
someone like Wildflower, who's just so nice and positive, it's going to hurt her. When someone says that, it's going to
It
hurt
hurt
her.
her. It
She's
hurt
going
her.
to sit and think on it. She's going to realize that what they are doing is manipulation, but it
Yes.
still hurts her. She doesn't want to hurt anyone's feelings or
No.
make anyone feel a certain way.
No.
So Barbie knew exactly what she was doing.
She was, and it was just such a slap in the face. And I don't know. It bothered me. And Wildflower was live. Josh did a video, a short video. He was very upset about it too. Um, and I understand because I was upset. I was upset, and I'm glad that I was able to have this live and have Bliss Chris come on, and that we could talk about it. Um, because it was upsetting. It was upsetting. You know, when you have creators that are actually trying to do good on this platform, that she's doing. She has a second channel where she's doing more personal content. We need creators
We
like
need people like,
Wildflower.
I was just gonna see, now you're reading my mind, because
Yeah, and we
I
don't
saw
want news
Wildflower
creators like
say, like, sometimes I just, think, am I cut out for this? Yes, you were cut out for this, and
yes,
we need you on this platform.
yes, we do.
I agree.
She has Melissa's stories coming out. Melissa's a woman that struggled for 10 years. And it's stories like that, just like Nicole. You know, I'm so glad that
Hmm.
Nicole, congratulations, Nicole just reached 1K.
Oh,
She
good
lost
deal.
her channel where she had over 25K subscribers. Like, oh my God. And in my opinion, my conspiracy, Jessica Kent and her peoples had Nicole's channel mass reported and taken down. And I'm so happy that in a short period of time, Nicole has gotten back to 1K. Well, not gotten back, she was way beyond that. But she reached 1K where she can actually do some good. And I don't know about the monetization and none of that, but it's just the good thing, like, hey, hey,
In your
I'm
face.
back, bitches, and I'm gonna get right back to where I was. So congratulations to her reaching 1K again. And we need these voices. We need these people that are telling people stories, that are helping people in recovery, in addiction, all of these things, education, support. All of these things are important. So Wildflower is really doing that. And Wildflower was very apprehensive about sharing her story. And I'm so
Mhm.
glad that she's doing that and allowing other people to share their story. And that is the
I'm
right
happy
thing.
that she shared Nicole's story, because, well, first of all,
Thank you.
I wouldn't have found Nicole if it wasn't for you. You were the one that said something about her channel a few months back, and I went and looked, and I, like, for a week in the mornings, I just binged her
Yeah.
videos. And again, she's not always someone I agree with either, but she just has this way about, I don't know, good
Mm-hmm.
energy. Like, when you
Yeah.
connect with someone's energy, you just feel
Yes.
it instantly. And that's
Yep.
how I feel about her. That's how I feel about Wildflower. But I wouldn't have
Yes.
known the entire backstory on what exactly happened with Nicole until Wildflower commentated on it in a live. And,
Yeah.
like, I'm in the live chat, like, oh my God, Nicole, like, holy crap, I cannot believe this happened. So to
I
hear that she
know. I
got her channel
know.
back, got back to
Yes.
1,000 subs, she's gonna grow
She
very
is.
steadily. She's
She
gonna be
is.
just fine. And I can't imagine how many people Nicole has helped. So for someone like Jessica Kent, and I know who she is, I'm not very familiar with all
Yeah.
the ins and outs of her, but for someone
Yeah.
who claims to be an advocate, to take away a channel like Nicole, who was helping
Thank you,
multiple
Linda.
people
Yes.
daily, I
Yes.
can't imagine just from her channel. Well, her channel was down a month, maybe, right?
Yes.
Maybe
Yes.
more.
Yeah.
I can't
Mhm.
imagine how many people missed out on help because of that.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
Jessica can't claim to be an advocate and take away, platforms and outlets for people that are going to do nothing but save their life.
And you don't do that. Advocates don't do that. They don't
They don't.
ever, and all out of a personal vendetta. And that is the thing why it's important to also, I'm so glad that Wildflower, Wildflower shared Nicole's story. And you know what's weird? That I found Nicole and then I saw that Wildflower was a mod for her. I had no idea until I went
Oh,
into
that's
one of her live chats and I'm like, oh shoot, Wildflower. It was just so weird. And then I was like, oh shit, okay. And it came full circle. And it's just so, it's so sad that, you know, you would do that to somebody, and it has to be told. Nicole's story has to be told, because creators have to know, creators and people need to know, you shouldn't misuse the reporting system. You shouldn't try to take somebody's channel down. There should be bigger consequences for any creators that maliciously work to take down somebody's channel that isn't actually doing harmful things, abusing their platform for harmful things. There should be harsher consequences for people that do that, so that people will be less leery and won't do that shit, because it happens too often. You know what I mean? And it's not okay. Somebody works hard and gets amasses all these subscribers, and because they had an opinion on you that you didn't agree with, you're gonna go and have your people mass report them, or you're gonna report them for something that isn't true, and have their channel and their whole livelihood destroyed. I think that there needs to be harsher consequences for
Harsher
that, in my
consequences
opinion.
for sure.
You know what I
And
mean?
honestly, I kind of feel like an outsider looking in on this whole situation because I wasn't a hardcore staunch supporter of Nicole for years. Neither
Right,
was I for Jessica Kent. So I'm
right.
kind of like a fresh pair of eyes. And I gotta say, looking in, it looks like that big old ego's getting in the way again. And I feel like Jessica probably saw something in Nicole as like an up and comer coming up on her tail and wanted to take her out. I don't know if that's true. That's just my opinion looking down at the situation.
Right, I agree. I'm sorry. I thought Forever was making fun of me because I said Wi-Fi. Sorry. I thought you were making fun of me. I listen, I can't speak very well. But I agree. She said she's killing it. Jessica Kent won't ever win, and trying to keep her down, because Nicole's content is so important for people, and people will find it because it's needed. And I agree. I was a Jessica Kent supporter for a long time.
So was Wildflower. I think she was even a member.
I was okay, I thought so. I was, and when all of this stuff came out, I was so sad at first. At first, I was like, no, no, la 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 la, like a kid. I don't want to hear
Mm-hmm.
it. I don't want to hear it. And then I couldn't deny it. I'm like, okay, wait, too much is coming out. And then when the receipts dropped, I had to take a listen, and I waited. Things were coming out, and I was late to the video game about it, because I wanted to be sure. I wanted to make sure that this was real, before I made a
Of
judgment
course.
call on it. And when I
Yeah.
made my first video, I was still a supporter, like, yeah, I'm still there. But then after more shit came out, and I started watching Nicole and seeing it from her point of view, and then when I joined the Reddit and I saw everything, it was undeniable, and I had to pull my support, because I don't think that somebody has the right to misuse their platform in that way. Again, I know we're flawed. I'm fucking a poster child for flawed as fuck. But when you pretend that you're just this transparent, honest person, and you're in a community as important as recovery and all of this stuff, and people look to you for that, and you're being dishonest, and you're showing this lifestyle now that people will think it's okay. In recovery, you can't continue that lifestyle. You can't. For long-term success, you can't hang out with people that are selling drugs and doing drugs and all that shit. Like, it doesn't work. And especially as a mom, I was an addict, guys. I'm not mom shaming, but I'm saying, if my kids were young and I have a house, right, and I have money, because I can understand if you're stuck in a household with somebody that's using drugs, like, because people will always bring it back to me. Selfie's a hypocrite. She was just with her baby daddy. That would, yeah, I fucking know. I had no choice. But if I had the choice and the money to be able to move and
Mean.
get a new house and shit, you think I'm gonna move away because somebody's using, and then I'm gonna move and have them come, new people come, bring all the drugs, bring all the shit around my children? Like, that's not a thing. So it shows that there was another reason why you didn't want to be with your children's father. And of course, we saw what that reason was, but she pretended that it was for the well-being and safety of her children. And then she put her children in worse danger, in my opinion, with multiple people in your house, sex workers, and all this drugs activity in your home, that is so dangerous. We know fentanyl is in everything. Kids, you may have a party in the basement. The next day, you think you cleaned it. The kids, God forbid, come and touch a surface. Like, it's
It
not a
it
joke.
just happened with someone very close to me.
Yes, see? Oh my God.
They lost their niece. It
Oh
just
my
like
God.
literally weeks ago.
I
A
am so
baby.
sorry. You see? And this is what we talk about, guys. This is why it's not about somebody possibly relapsing. It's not about to shame people and relapse. I know that relapse happens. It's a part of recovery. It's a part of the battle. But when you come here and you pretend and you talk a good one, but then things trickle out that it's all a lie, and you're acting like your baby father was just such a bad, evil, horrible person, and then you have your children around somebody that was convicted of child abuse, and you have him in videos with your babies doing makeovers, like it's the conflicting things, and then you expect people not to have an opinion and not to have an issue with stuff that's being shown online. It's not like people are putting cameras in her house, Bliss. You understand? It's not like people are intruding in her house. Let's put hidden cameras in her house and catch her in the act. She's putting these videos up on YouTube or on TikTok, and the discrepancies are being shown for people. So people are like, wait a minute, you said this, but this video is showing something different. And you expect people not to have an opinion or not to call you up on it. That again is an entitled fucking attitude.
That ego too. They think that they're untouchable and that people are stupid. And they're
Yes,
so much smarter than people. No, people aren't stupid. People see it. And I
exactly.
understand people early in recovery, even
Yeah,
people still
yeah,
using, they need support, they need help, but you are a mother to young children. That's
yes,
not
yes,
something you can help like the way I guess she maybe thinks she's helping them. It's not fair to your kids to put them in a possibly really awful situation.
yes, you're right.
Maybe if your kids were older and you wanted to have a house where
Right.
people struggling can come, by all means, keep the
Yes.
kids out of it.
Exactly. That's my point. If you're an adult, you're all consenting adults, you want to put your life in danger and all of this, even though I think it's extremely dangerous, then that is fine. You're consenting adults. But when there's kids in the house, and then you're putting it online, you're opening yourself up for to be put in bad positions. I don't think people should call CPS. I don't think people should go real life ever. But not everybody feels that way. And there are people that watch YouTube that are mandated reporters. And if they feel that it's needed, and this is why you have to be very careful, because you share certain things online and people take it certain places, and then you get upset when kids are involved. And this is the thing, we see so many true crime cases where people feel like lines shouldn't be crossed and parents should be respected, and then children lose their lives. So I don't know, that again, there's a thin line. Everybody's perspective, everybody's boundaries are different. But when you show things online and when you tell things online, people are going to have opinions, whether we like it or not. I don't like all the opinions that have been said about me. And there are some that I had to swallow because they were correct and they were warranted. You understand? But, and if my children were still small and I was doing things that were harmful for them, and I'm not in the right frame of mind to understand or even care, I would hope somebody would try to protect my children. That's just how I
Yeah,
feel about it. Hi, Patricia Ann. How are you?
yeah. The risk
I
isn't,
should have had that
if
name.
you have to risk anything dangerous for your children, the reward is never worth it. And your
No, it's
children
not. Thank you.
don't have a choice or a voice. They do what their parent puts them in a position to do. They don't have that choice. So if people are giving the kids a voice who really think they're in a dangerous way, who am I? I mean, for someone like me, it would have to be like blatant in front of my face for me to go
Yes,
real life and call
yes,
CPS, like a
yes,
kid, an animal, stuff like that. But everyone's lines are different. And
They
you don't
are.
know how far someone's willing to go online. So if you are putting your stuff out there, you have to take into consideration that people are going to go, can go way above probably
Yes.
what it should be. And
Yes.
some, I mean, like everyone has their perspective on things. So if someone sees something they view as potentially dangerous to a child, who am I to say, no, they shouldn't have done that?
And you know what, Bliss? I think that that is so important. There are people that have had trauma as children. There are people that work in these fields. There are people from all walks of life in all these communities. You know, you never know what somebody really does in their life. So somebody may have experienced trauma as a kid, may have had family that have suffered losses because of trauma, and that affects them. So if they
Their
see,
perspective's different from mine.
right, like there's this woman on YouTube, she has a whole Reddit on herself, a whole subreddit. And what this woman does, in my opinion, is very harmful. She has 8 children. JJ put me onto this woman, and she has a baby that is still less than 1 years old. And her children, she does lives all the time, and her children are always hungry on the lives, and it makes me want to cry
Oh
because
yeah.
I can't watch it. And she'll have her baby, and she'll have her subscribers buy one pizza pie from Little Caesars. I don't know if people know. Little Caesars is like one of the cheapest places you can get pizza. The pizza pie is tiny. She had it cut up for all her children, 8 kids, in little squares, and she's giving kids that are bigger tiny little squares. One of the kids drops the piece of pizza on the car floor and is so hungry that they want to eat it. These are hungry kids. And the reason I can say that is because I was a hungry kid. I was a hungry kid. I know, I can see by their mannerisms, by the way they hover when she has food. Her kids are, yo, that shit break. I don't even know why I brought it up, because it's something that it bothers me and it hurts me. And she does this shit online, and she does it because people feel bad for her, and they send her stuff. They sent her baby a high chair. Her last video, she's eating wings out of a pot, right? And she has her baby in her lap, and the baby's crying, and the baby's trying to put the baby's mouth on the pan,
Oh
and
my God.
she's eating the chicken, and one of her other kids are hovering behind her eating chicken, and the baby wants chicken, and she's like, I just gave you baby food, and you can see the baby trying to grab the chicken. The baby's hungry. So then she does the most disgusting thing. She puts some chicken in her mouth, chews it, and gives it to the baby. Let me tell you something. That baby's not a baby bird. Okay, you take a small piece of chicken, you put it in the baby's mouth. The baby has some teeth. The baby will be just fine. You make sure it's not choking size. You don't put it in your, anyway, just the things that I've seen. And I don't want to do a video on it here because I did one on Ileana Brown, and people said to this day that I mom shamed a girl that was young, but she's doing this on YouTube. She still does a lot of content that I think is harmful, dangerous, and but it's bad. This woman is bad, and this woman's not a young mother. This woman
I've
is a
seen one
grown.
video
It's
and it was
horrible, and she doesn't care what she's putting online because the money that she gets, the donations that she gets, is more important to her than the legacy that she is leaving for her kids forever. She gets government assistance, all of this stuff. Why are these kids hungry all the time? And I
I mean,
can't.
just think, guys, think of a small to medium-sized pizza for eight. Well, she has 8 kids, right?
Yes,
Okay, she was also eating the pizza too,
yes.
as
She
an
and she
adult woman.
eats, and she's eating all these wings, and the kids are around her hungry. For, let me tell you something, for a fact, and this is a fact. I would go hungry. I would
Yep.
go hungry, but my kids would have every single wing there, and I would sit there with a smile on my face. She's sitting there stuffing her face. I would never do that to my sons. Never. I would go hungry before I ever let my sons go hungry. Because again, I know what it was to be a kid and be hungry. And be hungry. I just think it's gross.
I
Of the
don't know
other
that.
girls.
I've never
But she's had her
experienced that
kids taken
before.
away, Diva. She's had her kids taken away. They give them back, and the situation is not better. And I don't think that people's kids should be taken away. I'm not that kind of person. But sometimes the kids need to be saved. I've also shared when I was a kid, we should have been saved. We should have been saved. We would have not gone through so much trauma, so much hunger, things we could have died because back then people didn't get involved. And fuck that. For kids, you need to get involved. Hey, Pooch.
I mean,
I
it still happens today too.
what? It's still
It's still
happening,
happening
right?
today.
This is right now in real time happening, guys. This isn't in the past. She still uploads. I think I'm going to do it in a members only. I'm not going to show the hard videos because I don't want to break people's hearts, but I need people to see that this is some things you need to talk about. Not everything is mom shaming. Again, how do we not advocate for kids if we're seeing blatant shit like this? This is not nitpicking stuff. This is harmful. Kids that are hungry, kids that are not taken care of properly, like on God. But people are so worried about it being mom shaming. I'm not here, telling somebody like me and Bliss are arguing. I'm like, bitch, you suck. You a terrible mother. That's mom shaming. Throwing things about her parenting because I don't like her. But seeing people upload videos where their children are hungry, where their children are not well taken care of, they're uploading this willingly themselves. And we can't speak about it because everything falls under a certain category.
F that.
No,
I would risk multiple someone's calling me a mom shamer if I think that I'm
nice.
doing something helpful for a child. Call me
Yeah,
what
I'm gonna
the
tell
hell
you her
you
name
want.
right now. Yeah, I don't care. I think that is different. These are children. Children can't help themselves, can't speak for themselves, can't save themselves. They
And
can't.
people are gonna turn that and they'll probably say, well, what is you talking about it on YouTube doing?
Yeah,
You know what? Who knows? Maybe it'll get into the right hands. You don't know. You can't say
exactly.
that it won't, as much as I, can't say that it's not doing anything. So
I'm trying to see. Her name is the Reddit. The Reddit. I'm gonna share the Reddit with you guys because it has all her videos. Because I'm not sure if her name is Shanika, but the Reddit is Independent Shanika. I think she's called the Real Nika, Real Nika 36. I'm gonna share the Reddit. You can join it, um, so you can see for yourselves, guys. Like this is not nitpicking stuff. This is serious stuff. And I cried when I saw those videos on Reddit. I cried. Seeing
I won't even look at it. I saw the one, I think JJ shared a video with us and had the
yes,
pizza one, and I won't watch anymore. But juror number 6, she said, Shanny for Christ was like that before her kids were removed. Juror number 6, she had her kids removed? Is that like recent? I used to follow some
yes,
of
she had her kids
her,
removed. Yes,
and they're still gone because I think they were removed before and they were given back,
yeah,
if
because
I'm
remember she was
remembering
living
right.
in that roach infested house and all of that. Yep, that is the Reddit, guys. That is the Reddit. Um, and you guys can see for yourselves. And trigger warning. Some of it is gonna hurt your heart because you can see the kids are like hungry. They're hovering around the mom whenever she has food. And I'm telling you, from a kid that was starving. The only reason we didn't die is because we went to school. And we when we didn't go to school, me and two of my brothers took turns. I swear, my brothers know this is the truth. I'm not lying. We took turns walking from one side of the Bronx to the other. Each store we passed, one of us went in there and stole a cake. We split it three ways. The next store, somebody else went in and stole a cake. And I think those people let us steal the cakes. There was no way we were that
Yeah.
good. We were little. And we would each go in and steal a cake and split it. And that's what we ate while my mother was in her active addiction. And then finally, CPS, which was, BCW back then, removed us and we went into foster care. And then I went to live with my father, and I never knew what hunger was again. And neither did my brothers. But I know what hunger is. So I know what that is, that my mother would be gone 2 or 3 days, come home with a sandwich, and we would hover around her like, how you going to eat a sandwich in front of us and we're starving? You know what I mean? Like, so I see the signs of these kids. I see they're hungry, and I don't care if they're just greedy. No, that's more than that. Kids should, and I understand, you don't want to feed kids, because again, I understand kids will eat candy and junk all you let them, but I also seen it myself. I understand. Kids are not going to hover around you like that, hungry all the time for no
You've been
reason.
there, you see it.
Been there.
Cindy, I'm so sorry you had to deal with that, or any kid has to deal with that. I've never seen that in my life that I know of, minus, the
I
couple
know,
I
Journal.
watch on here with kids. I've never been through that. But
Yeah.
still, as a mother, I can confidently say I would go without if it meant my kids. And to
Yes.
see other mothers not do that, it's very odd to me. I don't, that's something else I'll never be able to wrap my head around. I don't
No,
get
no. And that's the thing, guys, that's why food was always extremely important. Like, it was not a thing for my sons to ever be hungry, because of the trauma I went through as a kid, that I never played that game with my sons. That wasn't a
that
thing.
is the
Like,
last thing you'd say about
that
my
was the,
kids. I'm telling
yeah,
you that. Like Spook said, it's like, where's the bottom? Eat
right.
you out
And
of the house.
boys, they can eat.
Yeah.
And it made me happy. That's why I love to cook. I always cook. Even to this day, my sons are
Oh,
grown,
I'm sure.
and I cook for them because that's the last thing I want. And I always make enough so that we have lunch the next day. My husband knows I would cook at home and make enough, and we always had lunch the next day, because that's not a thing. That there's no more food, mom. No, there was always more food. You want seconds? It's right there in the kitchen. Like, that is just something that was ingrained in me from my childhood. That what I went through, and I don't think no kid should go through that. No kid.
No.
And I don't think it's mom shaming. I don't think, and it's hard to watch.
Any kid in the world, but
Yeah,
especially the United States of America. Like, that's shocking to
there's
me
no,
that
yes,
there are kids in the USA suffering like that. Like,
exactly.
that hits me to my core.
Yeah. And
Speaking of kids,
mhm.
mine are trying to bang down my little booby
Oh yeah,
trap I
no, we're
got
gonna
going
get
on in
off.
front of
We're
the
gonna
door.
So Bliss, we're gonna do another. I want to do another
Yeah.
video with Bliss where we go through that list,
Yep.
talk about it. But I'm glad that we got to talk about the Wildflower and Backwoods
Me
Barbie
too.
situation, because it was important, and we wanted to show Wildflower support. She deserves it, and she didn't deserve what happened to her today. And Bliss, I enjoyed you up here with me so much, my girl.
Thank you
Um,
for having me. I
no,
appreciate it.
girl, thank you for being up here with me. I loved it. I enjoyed it.
Like I said, I'm not JJ. She's the goat, but we
No,
always
I
have a
enjoyed it.
good conversation the last
Yes.
couple of times I've come up. So I
Yeah,
look
and
forward to the
flow.
next one with the recovery thing we were gonna
Yes.
do, but me and you, we kind of just go off on tangents. And
Yeah,
look,
and
it's been
it
two
goes
hours.
where it goes. But we're
Yeah,
also gonna do two members only lives next week. We're going to do Monday and Thursday, because Bliss is gonna come on Thursday, and we're gonna talk some shit. So, and it warrants two members only. So you already know, members is gonna be a good one. But thank you guys for being here tonight, and I appreciate you all. And hopefully Friday, I have to work Friday, so maybe I'll do a late live Friday, because yeah, I know I get home tired on Friday when I come out of work. But I thank you all for being here. As always, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. It means a lot to me. And Bliss, I love you, girl. And I
love
hope
you
you all
too.
have a good night. Enjoy the rest of your hump night. Y te
Real
quiero
quick,
mucho.
Cindy,
Yes, yes.
it really bothers me that I was like 10 minutes from you yesterday and could not see you.
I know.
That hurt
I
my heart.
know. Me too.
And it was no one's fault. It's not your fault. It's not my fault.
I
It's just,
know. I was sad though. I was like, yo, I was like, okay, I'm not gonna pressure her because I know she's probably tired. But I was gonna get one of my sons to drive to you. Then I was like, would that be kind of weird, creepy? So I was like, I'm gonna leave it till when she comes. We're gonna see each other hopefully in the summer. And
I would
I'm
have loved that. But I gotta say, the last time we got off the cruise, minus my husband, we all came down with COVID. And that's something else I thought about at the end. I'm like, I do not want to get her sick. Or even if it's just a cold, I don't want to do that. So
but I
That
get
was
it.
my other thought at the end too. But God,
I
I wanted to see
enjoyed
you
it.
so
I was
bad.
sad, Bliss. I wanted to
I'm
see you.
passing by the Jersey sign on the highway. I'm like, Cindy.
Yes, right there, so close. I know I was like so close, but so far. But we're gonna see each other soon, and I'm
We
excited to
will.
see you and have fun with you. But I love you. I love you, girl, so much, and I love you all so much. And thank you for being here. Seriously, guys, it was a great
Bye,
night.
guys. Have a good night.
Have a good night. I love you all, guys. Bye.